Well, hello.
Please don't touch my cords.
Today I have with me the world's first R5 Prototype Crescent. 30k, dude. Yes, it's definitely the first one. Now, how did I possibly manage to pull this off? Well, after accumulating 7 bow blueprints and doing extensive research, I realized that it takes, on average, 34 years to collect 5 blueprints. If you want to know more about this, just Google Genshin Impact, Rule 34. Now, if you're a cocoa goat milk enthusiast like myself, you're probably very interested in how good of a fit this bow is for Ganyu. Even more so if you aren't a whale or are a low budget player. We all know how steep the price tag can be for 5-star weapons like the Amos bow and the Skyward Harp. And personally, that is a price that I would never, under any circumstances, ever be willing to pay. But fear not, because Ganyu doesn't need some filthy 5-star weapon to deal thick damage. Alright, here comes damage test number 1. Wow, so was that pretty good or what? So all of that footage just now was just Ganyu by herself on the team. So that was no team buffs, no food buffs, just her. Part of the reason why I love Ganyu so much is because of how free-to-play friendly and well-rounded she is, even at C0. Now there are some people who will complain and say, oh, Ganyu is so boring to play as. And those people clearly aren't gamers, because I am a gamer and I love to aim and shoot at things.
Dude with the SBR is cheating.
No,
Thanks,
definitely. He's 100% hacking.
Personally, I would highly recommend rolling for Ganyu if you don't have her already. There are very few downsides to having her. Like, some of the only bad things about her are that she's vegan, or sorry, vegetarian. She's a little squishy and can go down easily, and because of that, I often have no choice but to feed her meat to keep her alive. Sometimes during my live streams, one of the 3 people watching will see me feed her meat and then have the audacity to criticize me for it. And I'm just like, hey, if it means keeping her alive, there's nothing that could make me happier than shoving my meat down Ganyu's throat. I mean, you've all heard her backstory, right? During the Archon War, Ganyu literally choked a monster to death after getting stuck in its throat because of how thick she was. All I'm trying to do is make the dietary changes necessary to see that for myself. Anyways, I built the bow, so here's a quick look at my Ganyu's build and stats. Alright, so here are my Ganyu's current overall stats. And as for the artifacts, I'm currently running a 4-piece Wanderer's Trope set on her for that extra charge shot damage. Now, my artifacts aren't insanely cracked, because, well, I'm not a whale with insane luck, but they are very, very solid. And of course, her normal attack is also crowned. So I decided to go to the Viridescent domain to do some damage testing, and with this current team, we're getting the dual pyro resonance bonus as well as the cryo resonance bonus. And with that, I was seeing about 27k on the bloom crits and 21k on the non-crits for the bloom. So our damage has already been looking pretty good, but guess what? It gets even better. I found a couple of hidden gems in my mountain of artifacts that did have the potential to be better than what I was using already. So I decided to give them a shot, and well, here's how it went. Okay, good start. Okay, we take that. Alright, not bad. Alright, alright. Ooh, we are in business, baby. Oh my god, let's go. Alright, didn't hit the last one, but improvements have been made. So basically from that, I got another 12% crit damage without taking a hit to any of the other important damage dealing stats. So needless to say, I kinda lucked out. Definitely happy. So let's get back out there and see what our damage is looking like now. That's quite big. Impressive. And guess what? We are still not done yet. Our good friend, Ed Sheeran, has brought us the gift of even more damage. Alright, you know what? Let's get some food buffs in there, purely for educational purposes. So absolutely insane, right? From what I was seeing, even without the food buffs, the R5 Crescent was performing on par with the 5-star bows, if not even better, which, you know, is kind of what you would hope for, right? What with how rare and time consuming it can be to collect 5 of the same prototype blueprints. Now, of course, there are some disadvantages that this bow has, such as when it comes to boss fights, most of the time you're not going to be able to activate the skill, simply because most of the bosses don't have a designated weak spot that can activate that skill. But when it comes to Spiral Abyss and just roaming around the world, the Prototype Crescent is absolutely phenomenal. Now, before I built this bow, I was using the Blackcliff Warbow, which you can get out of Paimon's shop. Now, after doing some quick comparisons, I found that there was relatively little difference between the two bows when their skills were not active, and when the skills were active, obviously the R5 Crescent was much better than my R1 Blackcliff. However, I'm pretty sure that even if you had an R5 Blackcliff, it would probably have very similar results to the R5 Crescent when the skill is active, because both give the same percentage bonus. One is just crit damage and the other is attack percent. But I will say I found it much easier to keep the Crescent's skill active than it was to keep the Blackcliff's skill active, because with the Crescent, all you gotta do is hit the enemies in the head or their weak spot and it's a done deal, you get the full bonus. But with the Blackcliff, you gotta kill 3 different enemies to get all 3 stacks active. But at the same time, it might just be easier to get all 5 of the Blackcliff Warbow copies out of the shop than it is to collect 5-of-a-kind blueprints. So, you know, it's a give and take. But overall, I am very pleased with how this bow turned out, and would definitely say that it's a great fit for Ganyu. Honestly, the only thing that could really make her stronger at this point is if I got more than 1 copy of Amo's bow, or if for some reason I decide to go full-blown whale mode and get her C6, which, actually, how about this? If we reach 1,000 followers on Twitch before the next Ganyu rerun, I'll be willing to go for C6. Her rerun might be around my birthday, so we'll call it a birthday present to myself. But first, 1,000 followers on Twitch. Link in the description. Well, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I had a lot of fun making it, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. All right, peace out, and I will catch you all in the next video.